You think you're making choices, but what if your choices were already made before you knew it? You choose what to wear, what to eat, who to trust, what to believe. But here's the question that haunts science and philosophy. Are you really choosing? Or just following a script written by your brain, your past, and your biology? In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted a groundbreaking experiment, one that shook the foundations of free will. Libet asked participants to perform a simple action, like moving their finger or wrist, whenever they felt like it. They watched a special clock that allowed them to pinpoint the exact moment they decided to move. Meanwhile, electrodes measured their brain activity called a readiness potential in the motor cortex, the area that controls movement, and what Libet found was shocking. The brain showed signs of preparing the movement, about 300 to 500 milliseconds before the participant became consciously aware of deciding to move. In other words, your brain decides before you do. The conscious decision to act was not the start of the process. It was more like the brain's post-it note, letting you know a decision had already begun. So, is free will just a delayed illusion? Libet's work suggested that our conscious mind is not the initiator of decisions. It's more like a narrator telling the story after the brain has already acted. It's like your brain presses play, and your mind says, yes, I meant to do that. But what about morality, change, creativity? If our actions are automatic, are we just machines? Even Libet didn't fully deny free will. He introduced an idea called the veto power. He suggested that while we may not control the impulse to act, we might still have the ability to stop it, like slamming the brakes before a car crashes. So, maybe we can't choose every thought, but we can choose which ones we follow. Think about it. You didn't choose your genetics. You didn't choose your childhood fears or traumas. You didn't choose the culture that shaped your beliefs. You didn't choose your first thought, or even your second. So how free are you really? But there is a way out. True freedom doesn't come from control. It comes from awareness. The moment you see the pattern, you're no longer fully inside it. You might not be the author of every thought, but you can become the editor of your story. You are not as free as you think, but you are freer than you know. Your mind might be a machine, but awareness is what makes you human. Follow deep facts for more truths that challenge everything you thought you knew.